welcome to EONC YouTube channel. Okay, today I would like to discuss with everyone how much do you think that you should be paying for a property that you plan to invest in, and how do you know whether you are not overpaying for the property which you would like to invest in. So today I'm going to share with you, there are actually very easy 3 methods for you to use in order to arrive at what will be the price that you should be paying for your property in order not to be overpaying for the property which you wish or which you plan to actually invest in. Let us dive in right away. Okay, the first method that we can actually use, or which myself most of the time will be using, is by referring to the most recent transacted sales for the property in the same area which I would like to invest in. Let's say for example, if today I found a property in Penang at Tanjung Bunga, and it's a condo, and I wish to actually buy a property there, but I'm not sure whether the price that the seller is offering, is it above market value, or what will be the fair market value for this price. What I would usually do is that I can always go to bricks.com, brckz.com, which I'm going to list it down below. Okay, over there, even though if you're not a subscribed member, it actually allows you to look at the past I think 6 months most recent transaction for the same particular condo that you're looking at the same area. So I'll look at what is actually the median price for that condo in that area. So by looking at that, at least I would know how much I should be paying for that same condo in that same location. So that is one of the first method that we can actually do, okay, which we refer it as the bucket sales comparison method or approach. Okay, what is number 2 approach that we can actually use, which is income approach. How do you derive at that? Okay, but before I go further in, I would appreciate you guys can give a thumbs up to this video, find the value beneficial for the efforts that I put into making up this video, as it would help in the YouTube algorithm to reach out to more people. Okay, let us come back. The second approach that we can use is called income approach. How do you do that? Okay, let's say today you're looking at a property. Let's say it's a single story property, single story terrace, and is actually selling for about 200,000. And you have to find out what would be the rental that you estimated you could fetch from this property when you rent it out. Okay, you can easily check at the online portal what will be the advertised rental that people are asking for in that area for the same property. So let's say at this price of 200,000, from the research you know that you can easily rent it out at about 1,200 per month. This means that the rental yield for this property would actually be around 7.2%. How do you derive at that? You actually take the 1,200 per month, times it into yearly. So in a yearly income, you'll be getting 14,400. You divide by the house of the property, which is 200,000, and you get 7.2. As long as you are able to get a rental yield of above 5%, for myself, I think that is actually a bargain. You can actually go ahead and buy it. But if this property is actually priced at 300,000, and same, you can only rent out around 1,200. If you were to look at this price, then you will know that the rental yield that you will be getting immediately actually go down to around 4.8%. So if its rental yield is 4.8%, then I would say this is a no-go deal. You shouldn't go ahead and buy this property at 300,000. Okay, and the final approach is actually called the reproduction cost approach, which means this particular same property that I'm looking at now, how much would it cost in order to reproduce a new one? For example, in this same neighborhood that I'm looking at, currently the single story, the asking price is, let's say, is 180,000. Then at the same time, I see that there's a new project in the same neighborhood selling the same product, which is single story, and the developer is selling for about 300,000 per unit. So by looking at this, I will take the existing 180,000. I will actually get my contractor to come and assess the condition of this unit and tell me how much I need to incur in order to make this unit to be like a brand new and in good condition. After factoring into that cost, let's say my contractor told me that it's going to cost me 50,000 in order to do up this place to become as good as a new one. So the total cost will become 180,000 plus 50,000, total will be 230,000. So if today I were to buy this single story at this same neighborhood, it's going to cost me 230,000, versus if I were to buy a brand new one from a developer, which is 300,000, and I still need to pay for the construction cost. Then in this case, I would say I will go ahead and buy the existing single story at 180,000. Okay, what if the second scenario is that at this same neighborhood, a single story for existing one is actually going for about 290,000 versus developer, they are selling a brand new one under construction for 300,000. Then definitely it's a no-brainer, because by factoring into the age and condition of the existing old single story, I would have to put in another 50,000 in order to make it into a good condition. The total cost that I will be incurring if I were to buy this existing old single story will be actually come up to 290 plus 15,000, which is 340,000, versus if I will just buy a brand new one from the developer, which is only 300,000. So if this is the case, definitely I will go ahead and buy from a brand new one from the developer. Sometimes my customer will be asking me, even so, when will be the best time for me to use any of these three approach? Okay, from my experience, usually when we are talking about the market is actually rising, it means the market is booming, I will usually use the market sales comparison method in order to arrive at the fair market value that I would like to offer. Why? Because usually the income approach would lag behind. The rental would actually lag behind in most of the time, so income approach may not be able to accurately gauge the fair market value in the rising market time. Okay, what about if it's in a falling market? Like now we're actually in a falling market, what would be the best approach for us to gauge what will be the fair market value of a property? In fact, in this kind of falling market, the best method for us to gauge the fair market value of a property is using the income approach. Okay, so after I've shared all these three approaches, I'm very sure that from now on, before you all make any offer, it's best to actually firstly use the sales comparison method to try to arrive at the fair market value. Then after that, try to use an income approach as a double support for the price that you would like to arrive at in order to offer it to the seller. And lastly, before I end, I would like to highlight one factor which is also very important is the seller's perception of the market in future. If let's say the seller's perception of the market in future is that they perceive the market to be falling further down, to be going further down, these sellers will be more than willing to actually give a good discount on the property that they are selling now. So you as the buyer would actually be able to actually get all this property at a good below market value, and there will be a lot of below market value deals in the market for you to actually shop around. So I hope with these three methods, it will actually help you to arrive at what will be the fair market value, and you'll be able to actually make an offer which is below market value, so that you can always make the profit immediately when you buy it and not when you sell it. Okay, so if you guys think that my video is good, please, I would appreciate you guys to give a thumbs up to my video and also subscribe to my channel. It will help a lot in my channel. Until then, see you guys again. Bye.